Welcome back to AgriTalk from Boone, Iowa, the Farm Progress Show site. Our Farm Progress Show series brought to you by, our preview series brought to you by Syngenta. Well, we're just a little over a month away. August 31st, September 1st, and 2nd, the dates for this year's Farm Progress Show. So we are now entering the home stretch, if you will, final preparations for this year's show. Mark Lovig joins us now, Operations Manager for Farm Progress. And Mark, thank you very much for joining us. I know that things are starting to ramp up here. They're going to get pretty busy here in the next couple of weeks, aren't they?
Yeah, things will ramp up, just continue to get more busy as time goes on, but a lot is starting to happen. We've got a new building going up by Morton, and that started yesterday. Tents started going in Saturday, and those are coming along nice. Some improvements that are being made to the show site this year. Several of the larger exhibitors are graveling their lots, so those have been cored out and graveled and rolled. They look very nice, and this show site's gotten a good chance to mature over the last 2 years, so it's kind of coming into itself. Grass is improving and really looks nice. So.
Used to be, when the show was always rotating to a different site all the time, most of the setup would really occur the last day or two right ahead of the show, especially a day before the show. The setup day, as we used to call it, could really be hectic. Now that there are permanent sites here in Boone and in Decatur, Illinois, do exhibitors start a little sooner, or is it a little less hectic, or does a lot of it get put off till that last day or so?
Well, that Monday before is still a madhouse, but one of the things that permanent sites have given us is the chance for an exhibitor to really come in and really do a nice display. They've got a set piece of ground. They know how it lays. They get used to it year after year, and they can really spend a little time to really put up a nice display. So I think it's improved the job that they can do to present themselves to the public.
We've come a long ways. I remember it used to be always sawdust and wood chips everywhere, and to this day, and this will be my 34th Farm Progress Show, to this day, whenever I smell mulch, I think of the Farm Progress Show. I immediately think of that. But as you said, we're more permanent sites. They're kind of getting away from more and more. As you mentioned, gravel and other things like that. Those are the advantages of having the permanent site.
Right. And people know where they're at. They've got something they want to talk about, a certain tech that they want to talk to about a problem that they're having at home. They know right where that lot is, and not so much moving around and getting your bearings every year. You know where you're at.
Crops and demo plots looking good?
Yeah, the corn went in, I believe it was the 13th of April, and it's a real early maturity corn this year, so we wanted to make sure we had demos, and everything looks to be well on track to do that.
As operations manager, kind of give us an idea of what you'll be doing here this final month headed into the show.
Well, we're kind of gathering up all of our signs and that type of thing, take inventories, make sure we got everything that we need to put out. A lot of it's staking the lots so that the tent companies know where to put up the tents. Landscapers will start coming in, and they need to have corners, so a lot of it is staking it out so that everybody gets their little piece of the pie here. So,
one of the things we often talk about with the permanent sites, you're better able to handle rain than used to be when we were basically, didn't have the streets and the drainage and everything that you have available now. Already the site has handled some rain this year, quite a bit of rain. How has it handled it?
It's doing much better than it did in '08. We'd like to call it waterproof, but it is not weatherproof. But it can take quite a good shot of rain and still put on a nice show. If you remember the summer of '08, they were trying to build this with just rain every day, and so there was just a bog underneath, and that's had a chance to settle out and really firm up. We don't have near so much trouble with sinking down in as we had in '08, and it's just the maturity and giving it a little time to set itself up. So
I think that's a good way to describe it. The site has matured a lot in a couple of years. People coming to this year's show that were here a couple of years ago should see and notice quite a difference.
Yeah, it it'll look more like a show. It seems like the last of the construction equipment was pulling out the gate Monday night, and I think literally it was, and it looked like more of a construction site then than it certainly will today. It looks like a show site and looks like it's ready for the public. So
very good, Mark. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in about a month.
Thank you.
And that's Mark Lovig. He is the operations manager for Farm Progress. Again, the show coming up August 31st, September 1st and 2nd here in Boone, Iowa. We'll talk more about the show itself a little bit later with Matt Youngman, the show manager. Also later, we're going to talk with some folks from Iowa State about crop conditions in the area and some other issues for agriculture. Coming up next, Mike Leach from Syngenta will join us. Stay with us. From Boone, Iowa, the Farm Progress Show site, this is AgriTalk.